G'day everyone, Disney Dave coming at you once again from Down Under with another movie review. Thanks to my wonderful friends over at the Walt Disney Company Australia, yesterday I was lucky enough to head to a preview screening of this year's highly anticipated movie from Walt Disney Pictures Animation, Moana.
For generations, this peaceful island has been home to our family. But beyond our reef, a great danger is coming. Legend tells of a hero who will journey to find the demigod Maui. And together, they will save us all.
Moana comes to us from directors Ron Clements and John Musker, who are the production team behind some of the most classic Disney movies of the last 3 decades. I'm talking about Aladdin, I'm talking about The Little Mermaid, I'm talking about Hercules, I'm talking about Princess and the Frog, I'm talking about Treasure Planet, I'm talking Basil the Great Mouse Detective, even though that wasn't really that great, but they brought us that one as well. Now, Moana really comes to us in the same vein as the duo's 2 most classic movies, of course, Aladdin and The Little Mermaid. I have to say that Moana feels like the closest thing that we've had to a Disney Renaissance movie for a very, very long time. There's a great sense of adventure, there is great music here, there's great characters, there is a great story. This has Disney Renaissance written all over it. Moana tells the story of a young islander girl named Moana who lives on an island. Now the islanders are all kind of reclusive. They're really secluded on their island. They don't like to move off. Many, many years ago, as legend has it, the demigod Maui stole the heart of the ocean from Tafiti, who is basically, in the film's lore, a mother nature of the islands. Now, because the islanders believe that the island is in fact cursed, they don't want to move beyond the reef because they feel that if they do, they'll meet certain death. Now, Moana is the daughter of the island's chieftain, and Moana is about to step up into the role of chief, or basically princess. Moana is basically a Disney princess, even though in the film she says about 4 or 5 times that she's not a princess. Really, she's a princess. Now, Moana, having a keen sense of adventure since she was a little child, doesn't really want to grow into this role of chief. So when odd things start happening on the island, like the fish start to go missing from the sea and the coconuts start going rough and they're running out of food and they're running out of energy, Moana realizes that this is her calling. She has to figure out what to do to help her island. Now Moana starts questioning herself, questioning her future, and her grandmother realizes. The grandmother is this village crazy lady, but you get this sense that she's one with the earth and one with the sea and one with nature. Now she tells Moana about the heart of the ocean, which she's been wearing on her necklace for many, many years. She hands the heart of the ocean to Moana and tells her that she must set off on an adventure to find Maui, because he's really the only one who knows how to take the heart of the ocean back to its rightful place. And when the heart of the ocean is taken back to its place, as legend says, the curse will be lifted off the island. So, to the detest of her father, Moana steals a boat and heads out on an adventure to find Maui and take the heart of the ocean back to its rightful place. Now, if that doesn't scream Disney adventure to you, I don't know what does. I went into this movie with I had a really open mind. I heard great things about it, but I haven't loved a Disney movie the way that I love the movies from the 1990s and the early 2000s. I haven't loved one like that for a very, very long time. You know, I went into Frozen really excited and I came out kind of disappointed. I've watched that a few times. I just can't get into it. I'm sorry, Frozen fans, I'm sorry. Tangled has probably been the movie that's come closest to that feeling for me in the last decade or so. So, obviously going into Moana, this time I had a little bit of trepidation, as I said, because I didn't want to go in really excited and come out really disappointed. So going in with that frame of mind, I think was the greatest thing for me, because I have to say, I sat there throughout this movie with a smile from ear to ear the entire way through. I can say without a doubt, this is the greatest movie Disney have produced for a very, very long time. And when I say very, very long time, I mean almost decades, 15, 20 years. I have not watched a Disney movie that I have loved so much for a very, very long time. And it just goes to show that Ron Clements and John Musker still have it in them to deliver an amazing story and an amazing movie. To describe the tone of this movie, it's almost like a buddy picture, a road movie, but on the water. When Moana first meets Maui, Maui is an absolute jerk. Maui doesn't want to have anything to do with this young girl who's come onto his island and is bossing him around, telling him what to do. You're going to help me do this, you're going to help me do this. But as the two sort of form this friendship over the film. It really, really does feel like a buddy picture, a road movie, where these two polar opposites learn to really love each other over this crazy journey that they're thrown into. Now, everything about this movie is pretty much close to perfect. The animation is, of course, absolutely gorgeous. And I don't understand how this happens, but every time I walk into an animated movie, especially a Disney movie or a Pixar movie, I'm completely blown away by the animation. I mean, we are 20 years plus since computer animation hit our screens with Toy Story back in the 1990s. And yet every time I sit down to watch an animated movie, somehow I am just completely blown away in a completely different way. Sitting and watching Moana, I was just completely immersed by the color palette, the animation of the islands, and especially the water, and even the characters and the animals and everything is just absolutely astounding. It really is like watching real life these days. This has to be one of the most beautifully animated movies I have seen for quite a few years. The one redeeming factor in Frozen for me was the animation. I absolutely adore the animation in Frozen. But Moana, I mean, this is another step above. And I have to go back to the water. The animation in this water, the color of this water, and it's just so tangible. It's absolutely gorgeous. And of course, our characters are incredible. Moana is strong, she's tough. I took my younger cousins to see this, both girls. The youngest of the two came out saying that this is her favorite Disney movie ever. I mean, I'm actually so happy that these young girls these days get to grow up with a character like Moana. I mean, it's been a big thing that Disney's been trying to push for the last, 5 or 6 years with Frozen and Tangled and Princess and the Frog. But I think Moana pulls that off in a really beautiful way. It's not in your face. It's just, it just is what it is. It's this wonderful character who is going to be a wonderful role model for these younger girls growing up. Even younger boys can look up to Moana. I mean, I'm looking up to Moana. This is a really, really cool character. She knows what she wants, and she's not going to let anything stand in her way. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is incredible as Maui. I'm getting kind of bored of The Rock's movies lately. They're all the same, and at first it was a bit of a novelty. Oh, The Rock's doing movies. Look, The Rock in an action movie. The Rock doing this, The Rock doing that. But, it gets boring, and I'm tired of The Rock. But oh my lord, the performance that he brings to this character is above and beyond anything that he has ever done. I mean, his soul and his performance really comes through in the animation, and you can tell that he just really loved doing this. He's got some absolutely hilarious lines and a really, really fun song when we first meet him. I'm not a huge Broadway fan, and sort of the Broadway kind of type songs from, say, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, they've never been favourites of mine, but the music in this is so much fun. And Lin-Manuel Miranda really manages to capture the spirit of the late Howard Ashman's work. I mean, as soon as I got home last night from the cinema, I was on the internet ordering the soundtrack. I also bought the Art of book as well, because I just love the visual landscape of this movie. I just can't say a word wrong about this movie. I have been thinking about this movie all day, and it takes a really kind of special movie to have me just sort of thinking about it all day long, humming the music. I mean, I have to say this is in my top 10 Disney movies of all time. I'm still trying to figure out where it fits in, but it's there. I absolutely love this movie, and I have to say, I will give Moana 5 waves out of 5. This movie is really special. If you're a fan of animation, if you're a fan of good fun adventure movies, if you're just up for a good fun uplifting movie with some laughs, with some heart, go see Moana. You will not regret it. This movie is absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to see this again. I will be getting it on Blu-ray as soon as it's out, and I will be watching it again. I absolutely can't wait. Moana is in cinemas right now in the USA and a handful of other territories around the world. Unfortunately, those of us in Australia have to wait until Boxing Day, December 26th, for the release of this movie. But really, what better way to spend your Boxing Day, or one day this holiday season? I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. Go and see it.
I got your back. It's Maui time! Really? Blow dart in my butt cheek.
Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little review. If you have enjoyed it, please, at the jump, hit subscribe, and I hope I will see you in the future. Until then, guys, take care, and I hope you've had a magical day.